Good afternoon. Welcome to Expedition Michigan. My name is Brian Gerke. I'm going to do a review today on the 2010 KTM 530 XCW. This review is from the standpoint of a dual sport bike, actually, not as a racer and not as a I'll say a primary single track rider. Has ridden some single track, but primarily, again, dual sport, as in Jeep trails, 2 tracks, ORV route, again, some single track, but kind of a mix of everything. Some people are asking, or may ask, the 530 XCW is not street legal, and the EXC is, so why choose the XCW over the EXC? Really, availability. When I bought the bike, again, I didn't buy it brand new. It was I'll say one season old. It was used for about 3 months before I picked it up. So had approximately, I want to say 45 to 50 hours on it when I picked it up. Currently it has 211 hours on it, 5,500 miles. So I've put most of those on the last 2 seasons here in Michigan. But to make it a dual sport here in Michigan, a couple things needed to be added. One is brake light switches. So it has brake light switch on this bike. Again, very easy to add. We can see right here, this guy here, works nice. I like to run them in the front also, so I have one here that I installed too. So that runs either brake, activates the brake light. Also here in Michigan we need a high-low beam headlight, so that's this switch, and then a horn. Sick Ass Racing is very kind to offer a kit that is very much plug and play, works very well. No splicing, everything just plugs in. Directions are very good. There's where the horn is mounted. Actually, I have it mounted on the side of my Enduro Engineering radiator guards. So again, it's nice and out of the way. Works very well. For dual sport riding, I've been running the Clockworks extended range tank. When I say extended range, most people like to run, when they think extended range, 5 gallons. Again, for the riding I'm doing, you're averaging, I just want to be able to do about 100 miles in a day, maybe a little over, between gas stops. This tank accommodates that, works very well. So it's cut out for the Kickstarter in case you ever need to use it. I can't remember if I've ever needed to use it. If I have, it's been very far and few between. So really haven't had any issues along that route. On this side, the tank does drop down further than the stock one. So to reach the choke on the carburetor, you got to kind of reach in here when you're sitting on the bike. It's very easy to do. Actually reach in there, 2 fingers, pull the choke out, bike fires up, reach back in there, push it back in. Again, very much a non-issue. Again, no issue with the fuel line petcock moved down real well. So some people, when you read on the internet, really don't like they don't like this model or this vintage, which is the 2008 through 2011 KTMs. They really like the RFS motors, and then the 2012s and newer they're really raving about. I don't have any experience with an RFS, so this was actually my first KTM. I really enjoy it. So I don't have anything negative to say about it, to be honest. It does have separate oil chambers, if you will, crankcase and the clutch side. So those two feel separate, but again, not really a big deal. Oil filter, pretty easy to get to. So pretty easy to maintain. Again, I've got 5,500 miles on the bike. This bike's been pretty much a zero issue bike for me. The only issue I can say that I've had was one of the exhaust valve seals started to go bad, so I had a little bit of smoking through the exhaust side, one of the seals, but again, quick and easy fix. Pretty easy to get to, pretty easy to maintain. As a dual sport machine, I very much enjoy it. It does everything I need it to do. I'm 6'1", 200-ish plus pounds. Hauls me around end gear very well. Again, for running from trail to trail down the road, does very well. As stock gearing with the 1450 tooth sprockets to do 60 miles an hour is actually pretty happy. So but I know, again, there's a lot of stuff out there when you read on the internet, especially the 08s, 09s. A lot of people had, say, oil migration issues, things like that. This one's a 10. I've not had any oil migration issues. Didn't have any oil problems whatsoever, or haven't had any so far with this bike. So I think KTM had whatever issues were going on back then sorted by actually halfway through 9 from what I've read, but again, it's on the internet, so take it for what it is. You can see here I had an exhaust wrap actually on the exhaust. I just took that off the other day, so there's still some discoloration from where that was, but again, that's not really a big deal. It doesn't hurt anything. It's not corrosion or anything. These are all stainless, so just a little bit of discoloration, but that was keeping from melting my pant leg, which I didn't wrap it far enough, because you can see I melted my pant leg there. And actually it would have been nice to have the metal guard back here, because that was melting on there too. But again, it doesn't hurt anything, just a couple little cosmetic things, no real big deal. For tires here in Michigan, I like to run the Kenda Trackmaster rear. Typically I run the Pirelli Scorpion Pro front tire. Right now it has a Trackmaster front tire on it. My other bike, I'm running a Kenda Washougal front tire on it. All are DOT tires. Still just trying to figure out what tire works best for me, but my type of riding. So there's no best combination out there. You can do all kinds of reading. Some people like some better than others for different types of riding, but I think a lot of it has to do with different type of riding style and what bike it's on. So but so far, like I said, 5,500 miles. Haven't had any issues with it. It's been a great bike. It's got a ton of power, ton of torque, way more than I need, to be honest. Actually, when I say that, I actually do find this bike tiring to ride after about 60 or 70 miles. So after I've been on it for a few hours, I do find that I'm getting tired. But that might have to do something with the jetting kit that's in it too. It wants to get up and move. Most definitely. Could probably tame that down a little bit. But anybody who's looking at one of these, I wouldn't hesitate to definitely pick one up. It's been a great bike. It really has brought up my riding ability over the years on it, and it's really a good machine. Like I said, 5,500 miles on mine. I know one of the guys I ride with, he's got, I think, somewhere between 12 and 15,000 miles on his. So be careful what you read on the internet. A lot of them say, KTMs are only race bikes. Oil needs to be changed every 8 hours. They fall apart. Parts are expensive. None of that is true. Parts are easy to get. Matter of fact, today they're almost like a Jeep. It seems like there's more parts for KTMs these days than much anything else. But so, like I said, take it for what it is. Do your own research. But if you have the opportunity to pick one up, or you're thinking about picking one up and you're hemming and hawing, again, I wouldn't hesitate. I found it to be a very, very good machine. So, and I think you will too. Well, sorry about the poor video. This is my first try, so we'll see as time goes on. Different things I review, how they work out, and they'll get better as we go, I promise. Thank you so much.